Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for taking some time out of your busy day to get some additional information on Compliance Insight. I appreciate you looking at this, clicking on this video to see this. And what I'm doing is getting a video of me putting down here in the corner, just so you get to see one of the founders of Compliance Insight. And that was me, Troy Fugate, and the other person is Cindy Ipack. And she is not here right at the moment. And I'm just going to go through this and present to you who is Compliance Insight. Well, I can tell you, we hear that question a lot. And I often say the better question to ask, just so you can get some idea of who we are, is why do you exist? And I know most people wouldn't come out and ask that, but I'm here to tell you our real basis for this is the safeguard the health and wellness of all our stakeholders, You, your employees, the FDA, ultimately the patient. Those are all stakeholders in this industry, and we all have a part to play in that, and we are here to make sure that everything works smoothly, as compliantly as possible within the context of what it should be, and we are here to really push on that. We were definitely forged by fire. We came out of working in the industry in the 1980s and 1990s. And I tell you, we really saw what the FDA could do. We saw the scandals that went on in that period of time. If you haven't heard of the generic drug scandal, may I suggest you take a look at that. We came out of that. We developed our core sense of who we are during that period of time and understood what it means to have values and stick to those things and never waver from those items. And that's how Cindy and I came together, and we really worked together to make those a service to you. And what I say here is to put that service back into compliance service. We developed our core values based on individually, based on our experiences. And what you see here is certainly number one item here is do the right thing. Whatever it takes, do what's right. And that could be a compliance issue from an FDA perspective. It could be an ethical issue. It could be a number of things. What it comes down to is doing what's right. We look at being comprehensive and systemic in our actions for a compliance perspective. We look at being flexible and options oriented. That does not mean that we just bend with anything. We do whatever you want. That means we understand if you're trying to reach a compliance goal, that there's typically 2 or 3 ways to get there. And so we look at it that, hey, there's more than one way. The worst thing we could do for you is come in and say, look, you know what? This is what we've done in my past experience, and therefore that's the only way to get it done. That's not right. It has to fit into your context, your unique situation. Without that, it's just a cookie cutter approach. It doesn't make any sense. And it may not indeed work for you. We think things through. And we don't act without the facts. I can tell you that. I used to have a sign on my door that said, without facts, you're just another person with an opinion. And that is absolutely the case. But we also make it happen. We don't suffer by analysis paralysis. We look at it. Everything's a risk assessment and making a decision on what you do. But you have to be able to make a decision and move forward. You check on it, you do what you can to make sure everything's working right, but you've got to act and move on it. Otherwise, you're sitting idle. It's no movement at all is indeed a decision of just you're going to sit where you are. We have definitely a positive attitude. That is paramount. When you go in and you're looking at training, you're looking at auditing, You're looking at a regulatory action type of thing from the FDA. It's always got to be positive. There's always an outcome to it that this too shall pass. And you will be better on the other side because of it. You'll learn and you will grow on that. It's always a positive attitude. And lastly, it's being empathetic with all the stakeholders. Again, it's understanding what you want, what they want, and then understanding from their perspective what we're looking for. And it comes from Covey. It is first seek to understand and then to be understood. We've conveyed that very much into the fabric of our company structure. On all of this, when we got started, we met in 1995 and we worked in industry together for about 5 years. And we came together and we said, we are very like-minded, bringing value, being practical, hands-on, just getting the things done. Our core values were already in work at that time. And we said, you know what? We can bring value to industry and something that people would like to have. So Cindy started out in 2000. I joined in 2001. She got the ball rolling. And by December of 2016, we had approximately 60 colleagues working across North America, United States and Canada. It made us really, I joke about it, but it is an international company. We work in the United States, we work in Canada, Mexico, Asia, Europe, South America. We're all over the place. The only place we really haven't gone to is Antarctica. And as soon as they open up some type of operation there, I'm sure we'll be called to go there. We certainly work anywhere that is required of us to go, certainly within reason. And we go there and make sure things happen. What we bring to the table for you, this is where you have to understand what makes us who we are. And I put this down into like a coated bead. It has layers in it. And we bring, first of all, the know-how. Everybody typically does that. It's the skills, the expertise, the knowledge. We really look for people that have that hands-on experience, the practical approach to making things happen. And we want those people to work with us and to work with you to make it happen. We are certainly adaptable. You can see how this stuff is working into our core values. We options oriented, we're flexible. We look at the dynamics of the situation as they evolve and make sure that we can meet your goals, and we adapt to those things as they go on. And lastly, the thing that I see that we bring to the table as a specific unique is our standards, our core values, and our codes. We have 3 codes that I'll go through here. And they're the codes of commitment, a code of conduct, and code of ethics. And we live and die by these things. And you can find these on our website, and I'd suggest you go there if you want to get a full detail of them. Just a summary of those 3 codes. Like the code of commitment is ethical execution of work. And that means we're there to do what we have to do. We're not there to milk you out of hours. We're not there saying, okay, hours is our number one priority. No. And I can tell you this, we have sent people home. We've brought people back to their offices, wherever they happen to be, and because they got the job done. We're not there to just milk you for everything you have. We bring in an expertise. We customize our approach to what your needs are. We're timeliness, making sure that we get the job done within the time frame as we can to the best of our ability. Obviously, things can go on, and we make sure we work to meet those timelines and that we're accessible. Our specialists are accessible. Our project managers are accessible, all the way up to our leadership team and the executive team. We're all accessible to you to get things resolved, questions answered, to make sure that this works out for you. Our code of ethics, trustworthy. We have respect to you, your employees. It sometimes may get dynamic, but we're always respectful of each other. We're responsible. We take ownership of things, which is another item here. We take charge of it. Empathetic, and as I said, ownership. Code of conduct, team player. We come in, we work with you, we work with your team. We're part of your team to make sure that you're a success. We're an ally to you. We own it. When we take on a project, we own that project. We own the outcome to the best of our ability to do it and be done with it. We're also frugal with your money. We aren't out there just blowing the money. It's not our money. Why should we care? No, absolutely not. And we will take action if anybody thinks that they can just blow the money. Be the best at whatever we can do. That is paramount to the people that we send out there. You do the best that you can to bring a value to the client and be of invaluable service to them, that you are part of their DNA. You are there. You make things happen. And that's what we're here to do. So why choose us beyond all this? Again, we hire, we fire, we review, we promote, we do everything according to our core values and our standards. And I can tell you this, certainly we focus on going from a good company, not a great company, but an extraordinary company. We work to be extraordinary. That is our underlying principle in all this. And like I say here, good is absolutely our enemy. We can do as good as you want, and that's great, but we are there to make sure it is just fantastic for you. So our process of doing this, very simple. Absolutely. It has to be something that can be easily followed. 3 key steps out of this: alignment with your goals, what your deliverables are. What is it that you're looking to do? Time frame, whatever it happens to be. We apply our subject matter experts or our education, our skills, our knowledge to the execution to meet your goals, your deliverables. And we adapt to the situation. So it's align, apply, adapt. And that has served us very well over time. We have gone in and worked in small projects to multi-year projects, consent decrees. It has never failed us, and we've been very, very successful at it. So our track record, what does it look like? I put up top here, certainly our guarantee, make you a reference. That is what we look to do, is making you a reference. I won't read all of these feedback that we've had from clients. I can tell you it is quite humbling when myself and others look at these things to say, wow, we really have been successful. This is just humbling to look at it and say, wow, we've really made a difference in a lot of people's lives, a lot of companies, and a lot of patients that have received the product that was generated from these companies that were back into compliance or were even more compliant from the perspective that they wanted to go to. Our future, the way we are coming out with it, I can tell you, the leadership team here has a clear vision. In their mind, all of us see this, and we are energetically working to meet that. And it's a simple vision, and it is to be the premier GXP compliance service provider. Let's say it again, the premier GXP compliance service provider. I can tell you right now, it does not mean we're the biggest. Doesn't mean we have offices in every city, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people working for us. That is not it. What it means is we are the best at what we do. And that's our goal. That's what we will become. And with that, thank you for your interest in us. I really appreciate it. Contact information is here. If you have any questions, anything specific, I've given you a various assortment of departments to contact depending upon who you want to. Certainly at the bottom, just a general one would be the info email account. The corporate office phone number is at the top. Get a hold of us. We will make sure the right people get a hold of you. And if you, again, have anything going on, large or small, just general questions, give us a call. We are here to make you a success. And with that, I say thank you.